Today is a great day to edit my closet. So don't mind me, this is still experimental video. I'm doing it mostly for myself. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know how I do things. There's a lot of like stylist expert videos out there on YouTube, and I disagree with a lot of their advice. So I wanted to share with you how I go about it. Edit your closet often, monthly or bi-monthly, at the very least, with the change of every season. Um, so here's my closet right now. I try to keep it organized. As you can see up here, I got purses. A lot of them are new, and I just kind of filed them up there. I've still got this little cute one my daughter gave to me when she was like 7. Isn't that cute? I do use it once in a while. So I got like a little more of like dressy ones. Oops. Or like dressy ones like this. This is fairly new. Or like this. That's fairly new. I like wearing the crossbodies. The only thing is these are kind of really small, so it's only when I'm going to something, I will switch purses and use one of these smaller ones. My wallet fits in there and a couple things. And then I have this bigger one I usually use in the winter. It does have a strap with it. It's bigger. This one is still pretty small. I got it for summer. I got a couple of white ones for the summer. And again, the more I bought cute little ones like this, the more I realized they're probably not big enough for all my stuff to fit in. But I usually keep an everyday purse that I use every day. And then if I want to change it up, change the color to go with whatever outfit I'm going somewhere, then I will just switch it over for a day or two. So that's pretty much, I try to keep it organized. This is one of my more recent daily ones. It's bigger and it looks like such a soft leather, and it goes with just about everything. It is so soft. And honestly, I don't think it's real leather, but it's a very, very good close imitation if it's not. And it wasn't cheap. So one of the first things I like to do is go through. Again, everything's already thrown away or put away or given away that is either stained or wrinkled or something's wrong with it. It doesn't fit. But what I try to do, the first step I try to do is take things that I feel like I'm wearing too much or I'm not going to wear for a while and stack it up. I try to categorize and stack it up here in the corner, or maybe even put it in the box, because ultimately I can only work with whatever space I have. And now I'm to the point where I have enough gym clothes, everyday casual clothes, and a handful of interview clothes, and then I have like a small category for church clothes. So I'm going to do that and straighten this corner up here for right now. Okay, I tidied that up for the most part, and again, I put up a few more things that I don't think I will wear. As far as sweaters and everything, those things are for the winter are already put away. But here's an example of a vest I found that was on sale at Walmart, and it's cute for the price and everything, but it's kind of like a thick vest. I may still wear it like on a rainy night, you never know. So I gotta take the tag off. Now here's, as far as decluttering, here's where I disagree with the experts. Just because you haven't worn something in 6 months, well, first of all, you can't say to get rid of things that you haven't worn in 6 months because that's seasonal, or even if you have things that are celebratory, it doesn't mean you should get rid of it. But as far as your main space, you could definitely organize it. It gets a little out of order for me. I usually keep the pants, like the dressier pants, in one section, and different type of things in different section. And the other thing is good to do is try to get all of your hangers to be one color. With me, I've actually had a lot of these teal ones, so at least I try to separate the teal ones to be on this side and the black ones to be on this side, but so I try to do that. Now, for things that you don't tend to wear, and if they fit, there's no stains or rips, there's nothing wrong with them, you really don't know why. Try to figure out why it is that you don't like it, you don't wear it. If it's not any of those defects, it could be the material, who knows. White things and light things, they get dirty fast, or it could feel, it just has a certain feel to it, a more stiff feel. So, but instead of saying, okay, I haven't worn this for 6 months, making, hard rule like that, or for a year, I'm going to get rid of it, you may not want to do that. First of all, what was I saying? Oh yeah, try to figure out why it doesn't fit, and then try to think about some of the things that you do wear a lot, why you wear those. And consider that maybe you should start wearing them, so it could just be a matter of you forgetting about them. Maybe they're kind of in a back area spot where you just don't see it, you forget about it. So what I like to do is I take a handful of outfits that I decide, okay, I haven't worn these in a while, I want to try to wear them. So I put it like near the front, maybe even put it together with some pants, and try putting pieces together with other pieces that are still harmonious, that you haven't tried before. Now, as far as my weight problem, when I started gaining, I've been obese for at least a decade now, but when I kind of started gaining, I found myself not wanting to look at my body, and really just even like moving by a mirror, I just hated like looking at myself. But instead, we could do the opposite and, get some data down, do some measurements, and film yourself try wearing the tightest clothing that is still good enough that you would go outside to the store with it, like really close fitting stuff, and really, just turn around, like study your body, do progress photos, write down data about your weight, because now they say that, pictures don't lie, right? But having been a photographer, one of the first rules I actually learned from my bosses is that pictures do actually lie. And there's even some cameras, I'm not saying this one, but there's some cameras that will distort your body, make it even wider. I'm sure you've noticed, like, in some mirrors you look, not as bad, and in some, like, you go to the department store and you look at yourself in one of those angular full body mirrors. Try to compare the mirrors and look at yourself a number of times. because that also helps. It helps me not to be in denial as to what I really look like, especially when I turn sideways, And we can try to hide it, and we could try to be in denial. And by the way, I don't mean to offend anybody out there. This is more for me. I'm like preaching at myself. But so yeah, you don't want to like hate your body. That's a really bad mindset. But what you just want to do is track some things down and take some data and just view them as data points as a starting point, and then make plans to gradually, realistically improve yourself. So, like for example, here's close-fitting shorts that I like to wear at the gym. Over time, this has gotten to be a little more tight. I know it looks like it would be skin tight, but it holds me together well. But so you could put on something like this and put on a close-fitting tank top, and just for yourself, by yourself when you're alone, put on, with something like that, with something close-fitting, and then just like really check yourself out as far as what your size is. And that will force you to, it's less likely that you would be in denial, like sometimes when I've done that, I was like, okay, after I do this, I'm going to go out and grab a bite to eat somewhere, like a favorite restaurant. But then after I do that, I'm like, yeah, maybe I better not do that. Or I more consciously opt for healthier foods, which for me, it's almost always having to, opt for tasty ways of eating vegetables, volume foods. The volume food thing really works. But the trick is make sure it's also nutritious and, it's nutritious, it's the right portion, and it fills you up. So it's very, very important to study nutrition, because it's hard enough as it is. It's very hard, especially if you have hypothyroidism, which is a condition that it's usually just genetic, that once you have it, depending on how low the numbers are, that's something that's probably never going to change. So I will probably have to take the thyroid pills for the rest of my life. And it's nothing I really did well. Actually, they say a lot of things tied to obesity and like immobility, sedentary lifestyle. So who knows? But for the rest of my life, I will have hypothyroidism. Now, things could improve a little. Everything almost improves with a good amount of weight loss. Like if I got back to normal weight, but so that condition, and you can research this, it lowers metabolism by a lot. So it makes a person hungry like all the time. Not necessarily ravenous hunger all the time, but even after I eat a satisfying meal, okay, I'll be fine for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, but other than that, I'll be hungry again. And it's a terrible feeling, and it's very hard to track calories. I try to track every calorie, but I feel like it's not something, very sustainable. That I'm trying to do intuitive eating, but it's very, very hard. So there are different ways you can also track, like you can make sure that, you say, I'm going to eat one hearty meal for breakfast and control the calories within that plate. And then say, okay, I'm not going to eat another full meal until like dinner time. So, and as long as your plate is balanced, that almost certainly you can be sure that it will stay under the calories if you can do that. So I guess the main problem would be just like the snacking in between, but that's one way to control it. But it's very, very hard and takes a lot of practice. So Now I have a bunch of shoes down here. I got about half a dozen of sneakers, and I try to curate them, collect them in different colors. Some of them are brand names. I got the Raycas in a blue and tannish color. I have some basic white leather sneakers with, black in it, and I have all black, all white, blue. Um, and again, unless I'm trying to, look a little better, more put together, even at the gym for some reason, I try to just wear neutral sneakers, a color that goes with almost everything, and then I rotate them, I switch them out, so one good pair doesn't get worn out very quickly. So that's what I try to do. Again, I've already taken out everything summer, like dresses and stuff like that. See, here's a top that I really like. It may be a little bit old school, but I wore this to a Christmas party, and it's the kind of shirt that it's more just like celebratory. But I can choose to wear this maybe on a rainy, cool night. I can still wear it to church and put an outfit together with this. But I'm not going to wear it a lot because it's more like, a little fancier. So I keep this in the back. Whereas something like this, it's a cute top. It goes with several colors. It goes with jeans. I bought like thin cotton yellow, butter yellow slacks. I have the whole outfit. It goes really well together. So I keep this kind of more like near the front together with this because I haven't worn this outfit together in a while. So I just put it up front like, hey, wear this. Reminder for myself, wear this soon. Most everything else is just, going to the store clothes, running errands. And I do try to batch my errands together. Here's a fairly new pair of shorts. It gets very hot here. Here's more of the heavier, like, jean shorts, tan jeans, blue jeans, striped jeans. Another thing I don't agree with, like, these stylist experts is when they say, always dress up when you go even to the store. First of all, I don't believe that they do that. I don't believe that at all. And for another thing, it makes no sense. It's really stupid. Like, it's hard for me to even get to the gym every single day. So one of the motivators is to get dressed in gym clothes. And yeah, once I go to the gym, I come home and I may put on something, but my gym is like 15 miles away. So when I'm coming from the gym and all the stores are there, I'm not going to come home 15 miles out of my way and get dressed just so I can go back and go to the stores in my non-gym, non-athleisure outfit. That would be retarded. Now, there are some times when I take another outfit with me to the gym and change, but I usually only do that like if I'm going to the church or if I'm coming from the church and then I go to the gym like that with gym clothes and I put them on there. But, yeah, that's really stupid. I mean, and they go on saying stuff like, You never know, the person of your dreams could be inside the grocery store walking around and you're looking like, you got gym sneakers on. Oh my God, running sneakers at the grocery store. Heaven forbid. Unless you're like filthy and stinky and running around, all raggedy and homeless looking, that's a different story. But yeah, don't fall for that. That's crazy. Here's ways that some of my dresses messed up. I have super casual dresses. I got one. I got this one. I was feeling like color that week. That one there. And this one's kind of messed up. My sweater, I got this pink one. It's really cute. It's very casual, solid color. And I iron it real nice. It looks cute. It's nice enough for church. It would be fine enough for like a part-time retail job interview. I have it in blue as well, like a dark teal. And then I don't have that many dresses and skirts. I have a black skirt, but it's like thick for winter. So these I try to put up front because I do, in between my going to the gym and running errands, I do try to remind myself to, look a little more put together. Here's kind of like cute, dressy kind of pants, shorts. These are kind of like silky. And I have little tops that I match the color with. If you ever lived in a very hot area, like Florida, a really hot place, where people wear dress shorts for suits or dress shorts with blazers, let us know in the comments. I'd like to hear about it. What do they wear? What do people in the hottest areas wear down there that we would not expect to see up here on the East Coast? I'm on the lower Eastern Shore. So, here's my other blue dress. Like I said, I only have a handful of dresses, and they're all super casual. Here's the one in blue. Here's one. Most of these I wear I wear with a belt, and sandals. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dresses and one skirt. Here's a skirt. And since I don't have an office job right now, that's pretty much enough dresses for me for now. Even churches are real casual nowadays. Here's my more dressy skirt. It's thick. It's kind of like wool. Here's cotton shorts. And don't feel like because you're a certain age, you can't wear shorts. As long as they're not like, super short and you're hanging out and looking all like sausage. Too much, should be okay. I still have to organize these. What was I going to say? Here's one casual. It's kind of like almost like a cardigan, but it's mesh for summer. But it makes me look a little bit like, almost like a blazer, but super casual. And it goes with almost every color. So I really like this. I can wear it with so many different colors. It's nice. Even now, everything is so heavy. So what I may end up doing is take like that much clothes and just transfer them down in a box. And then like monthly or bi-monthly, just, keep switching them out. Now, as for what to do with clothes, we tend to leave clothes hanging around, like maybe they've been worn, but they're not dirty enough for laundry. You buy one of these racks for the back of your door. See, I got some of the clothes hung up, including my pajamas. So that's about it. Share your own tips. What do you do? How often do you declutter? How often do you edit your closet? How often do you buy clothes? Share.